The dawn of a new era with the departure of Matthew Mott and Brendon McCullum taking over the coaching duties of both white ball teams. So one coach for England in Brendon McCullum, and it's I suppose incumbent upon Brendon McCullum not just to bring back the glory years of 2019, I'll make that sound easy, but also to work with Jos Buttler. Jos Buttler is 34. He remains England's white ball captain. He'll be 37 by the time of the next World Cup. I don't think they'll be making any decisions about whether he is definitely going to still be the captain in 3 years' time, in time for that 2027 World Cup. But gentlemen, it's obviously something you've spoken about a lot. Brendon McCullum taking over the white ball duties. It came as a surprise to Harmy and I, Darren. We didn't see that coming. We were talking about Andy Flower and a host of others, but we never thought that Brendon McCullum would actually put his hand up for the job for a start. Were you surprised?
I'm very surprised, actually. Because he already, saying that, it's the way it's done though, the way they go about it with Kesey and that. Once he finishes his duty with England, he jumps straight on a plane and goes home and looks after his horses, right? And then he comes back in for games. It's a nice job to have, and if he fancies doing it for another couple of years, because he doesn't have to do it. Let's be straight here about Brendon McCullum. He's made a lot of money in the game, right? He's played a lot of IPL. He's coached in the IPL. So is that ambition to do it? He's done it once. My personal opinion was I thought he'd do it to the Ashes and then go back to the IPL. He might still do that, by the way. But although he's signed as one-day coach, it gets them over that hurdle as they needed to employ someone to come in and kind of give that English one-day cricket the same spike as he's given Test cricket. Can he do it? Brendon McCullum will believe he can. Jos Buttler, has he got the same mentality of a Ben Stokes? And can they work together in the same way as Stokes and McCullum have? That's the question mark.
It would have been physically and logistically impossible to do the job, for one man to do the job in the last 12 months, Harmy, and probably if you look back for the last 24 months. But England's schedule is considerably less packed in 2025, which doesn't mean to say it's not packed. It's still packed, just less so. But it's going to take a lot out of Brendon McCullum.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot out of McCullum. A lot of, I think a lot of confidence. You know, he's very, very comfortable with the people that are around him. And he'd not really, I think you can just see by selection and the teams and some of the personnel that haven't been picked. And even you look at the New Zealand squad, the Test squad. I mean, England took 3 spinners to New Zealand and they haven't took a backup wicketkeeper. What they've done is they've took a consistent 16 people who are good in the group and they want to be, you know, I've said this a couple of times.
We've got Pope.
Your face doesn't fit. If your face doesn't fit, or you're not a certain player or you're a certain character, I mean, you're right, Ollie Pope is going to be the backup wicketkeeper along with Ben Duckett, but if your face doesn't fit or you don't have a certain characteristics, you don't get picked in this group. That for me is dangerous. I mean, we spoke to Sam Curran a couple of weeks ago, and he made a couple of headlines when we spoke to him, and he was wanting to create a headline. I can't understand how he didn't get picked when Ben Stokes got injured. I don't understand how Keaton Jennings didn't get picked when, you know, me and Gough were talking about it earlier on commentary about players coming into this group from county cricket. There's not many who have had a good season this season where I would pick over what I've got in the Test team as in the arena at this minute in time. Not to say that it's not right, but because sometimes you can be, like I thought it was cruel sometimes to leave Zach Crawley in. I think another couple of games for Ollie Pope and it'll be cruel to keep Ollie in because he probably needs to get away from it, come back a lot stronger and a better player. Why Keaton Jennings didn't get picked over Dan Lawrence opening the baton. If your face doesn't fit or you have a certain way of playing or certain characteristics, like Sam Curran taught us, you don't get picked. Now, England have named 29 contracts, and you look at somebody like Brendon McCullum, he wants to work with certain people, I think. He likes Marcus Trescothick alongside him, he likes Paul Collingwood alongside him, he likes Jeetan Patel alongside him. Now he's now going to have to spread himself out that little bit more and bring in. I mean, we made the joke before, and I asked Darren if I was out of order saying it, and I'll say it again for people that didn't listen, because I might as well dive in both for it. I've just seen a bloke give a cap who hasn't played cricket for England. That tells me everything about what cricket's been. Matt Walker's just give a cap to somebody who's playing cricket, representing cricket and playing for England. And Matt Walker's never played cricket for England. I'm not saying Matt Walker's not a good coach and he shouldn't be out there. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you receive your England cap, it's one of the biggest moments in your life. It's one of the most prestigious moments in your life. When you get told that you're playing for England, I mean, what a feeling that is. And if you receive your cap by a former player who tells you, Andrew Flintoff style, the huddle, the video, goes viral around the world, what it means to play cricket for England. Now, you look, is Brendon McCullum going to work with the likes of Richard Dawson, who's out there, Matt Walker, who else was there, Carl Hopkinson, there's somebody else out there and I can't remember who it is, but all of a sudden Brendon McCullum now has to work with all these off the field staff as well as
we're presuming
the leader. And
we're presuming
he can't. I mean, Collingwood, Trescothick and Patel can't go everywhere.
Well, Collingwood.
Yeah, but even that needs a break. So the personnel of the management staff is going to be so important to make sure that when the red ball team goes that way, McCullum goes with, and once the white ball team goes that way, the start of the trip will have to be looked after by somebody that Brendon McCullum trusts, like Marcus Trescothick, who's gone there. But all of a sudden that has a knock-on effect because Marcus Trescothick, who is worshipped by all top 6 batters, as we were in India and we've been around the world with this team, and you see how hard. I mean, me and Collie fall out many years ago, and we've patched things up since then. But this guy works so hard in that group. Paul Collingwood is an integral part, and he works so hard when he's out there, and so is Marcus Trescothick. The England red ball team are going, hold on, where's my batting coach gone? I mean, I know your batting coach can't go out and bat for you, but if them coaches, that has a knock-on effect. So that's why it was so intriguing when Brendon McCullum took over. I loved it. I think it's brilliant because I want one man in charge for the whole lot. But he's very trusting as McCullum. And is he going to have 8 staff? Because that's what he's going to need. He's going to have to find another 3 or 4, possibly 5 more staff who can go away with white ball teams when he's with the red ball team who are in the middle of a test match. And then that build-up is being controlled by somebody building the white ball team up for him to get to cross the other side of the world to then prepare for that test, for that one day, or when that one-day series is going on, and vice versa. And I think that is the intriguing conundrum I'm waiting to see from where the 2025 goes, in if, like Darren says, he goes beyond the Ashes. I still personally think this whole McCullum-Stokes key will probably finish after the Ashes. I really do. And I'm not saying if they win, there's nothing else for them to go for. If they lose, then like I've said many times before, this Bazball will not be looked at over 2.5 years. It'll be looked at 5 test matches against India at home and 5 test matches against Australia away. That's what it'll be reflected on. This is the business time of that. So I still think that the whole McCullum-Stokes key ECB will finish at the end of the Ashes, win or lose.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.